Why do we even have religions, diverse religions all over the world?
I want to ask this question. In this world, we believe that there's a God.
But it's not only Christians that live in this world. We have Muslims, we have Buddhists, we have
People from diverse religions. And for some Christians that I have seen, when Buddhists or Muslims are, they're like, oh, we have one creator, or do we have several gods that made us severally? And when we leave this world, we are going back to several creators.
Well, the first thing to establish is, what's the reason for divergent religions? Why do we even have religions, diverse religions all over the world? Religion is man's effort to meet up with God's standard. That's religion. Man's effort, man's search in order for man to meet up with God's standard. Mortal man has always had a problem, and the problem is, how can mortal man who only knows how to sin come into a relationship with an immortal God who cannot stand sin? That's the dilemma of all of humanity. How can an imperfect man relate with a perfect God? A man whom all he knows is frailty, weaknesses, and inabilities. How can he come into a relationship with a God who does not have any form of weakness? So Job now said, if there is a mediator, one that can mediate between God and man, then God will have mercy on man. Now that mediation is the reason for religions. So when somebody begins to look for a relationship with God in a particular way and it doesn't work, he's not satisfied, he carves out another way. So all the religions are a pursuit for a relationship with God Almighty. Now, in that pursuit for that relationship is where a man keeps going until he finds that relationship or that genuine conviction about this relationship. So the question now will be, how do we know when you have established that relationship that guarantees you an assurance with God? Well, there are many factors. Number one, the moment you have a relationship with God, the first thing is salvation. All of humanity wants to be saved. All of humanity wants to be confident in their relationship with God. Most religions in the world agree that Jesus will judge the world. So if Jesus will judge the world, then I want to find out who this Jesus is that will judge the world. I want to find out, why do most religions agree that Jesus will judge the world? What qualifies him to judge the world? And I also want to find out, how do I come into terms with he that will be the one to judge me? So that is where the issue of the Christian faith comes into play. Now, God is not a Christian, and Jesus wasn't a Christian, because Christianity started in Antioch under the teaching ministry of Brother Paul. So which means before Antioch, people who believed in Jesus were not called Christians. What were they called? They were called believers. All through the book of Acts, they were called believers. Now, so God is not a Christian, and Jesus is not a Christian. So what is God's religion? God has no religion. How do people approach God? God has made it so easy. First of all, even nature will teach you that there's God. I mean, I'm sitting now, and I can stand up now, and I can sit now. There must be some intelligence behind that action.
Yeah.
Look at the